Well, if you've decided that living out of a car is a possibility for you and it's something you want to research and entertain, one thing you're going to hear discussed is people who want a car that they can stand up in, that they can do a little bit of walking around. And the only type of vehicle that's going to be outside of an RV or a travel trailer is a van, a high top van. The problem with that is where you lose is it's going to cost more, because the bigger the vehicle, the bigger the cost on average. And I recommend getting new vehicles. I recommend staying away from buying used. You don't want more headaches. You don't. And you're going to have to factor in the maintenance cost if you buy used. No way around it. So if you buy a bigger van so you can stand up and walk around in, you're going to spend more money. And two is you're going to lose flexibility in traveling, because you're going to incur, you're going to have more costs related to fuel. The bigger the car, the more fuel it's going to burn up, even if it's brand new, even if it's efficient, and you would have to accept that. You would have to accept paying more, and you would have to accept paying more in gas if you want a car that you can stand up in. In my opinion of that, it's overrated. Standing up in your car and walking around is overrated. Even if you got a van. I mean, what the hell are you doing standing up walking around? You pacing? You're walking, you know what I mean? 20 square feet is going to change your life? I don't know. In my opinion, everybody's different. I want you to do what you want. But if you are relatively young, if you're not very old, and I think obviously if you're very old and you want to live out of your car, standing up and doing a little bit of walk around may be wisdom for you. But if you are relatively young and you are relatively in good shape and active and you like to be outside, you got to remember 90% of your time, if you get into this lifestyle of being a nomad and living out of your car, is going to be spent in the outdoors, outside. And then if you want to, lounge around or do something like that, there's plenty of different, Starbucks, coffee shops, different stores that you can go in, and that, you can, sit down on a couch, that you can, tap into Wi-Fi, and that you can use as a living room. But outside of that, the only other time you're going to need to sit down is once in a while to catch your breath, to do a little regroup, and then when you lay down and go to bed. What's the real value of being able to get up in your van, do a little 360, and then sit your ass right back down? To me, the value isn't worth it. Not because you're going to have to pay more for the vehicle and you're going to burn more in gas. And if you're a nomad like me, you have an itch. Every couple days you want to get up, you want to go to a new scenery. You don't like to be in one place. That's the definition of a nomad, someone who doesn't stay in one place too often. Now, I understand there's different types of nomads, some that travel all over, some that travel in the same state. But either way, there's part of that element to it. And the more you have to spend in gas, the harder that's going to be. Even if you have a good job and even if you do anything else, you're just making things a little bit more expensive than they need to be. However, if you have the money and you want to do it, do you? I'm just saying the risk reward, and I don't even want to say it's risk, but the output versus what you're going to get in return, to me, isn't worth it. What the hell are you going to do? Jumping jacks? You're going to hang clothes like on the side of your van? I don't understand. To me, there isn't a value. And then you're driving this big box truck around, and it's like, again, then you lose your stealth. You're a little stealth because you're not a full-blown RV with hookups if you have a high-top van. But, you either look like you're going to redo somebody's house, or you're living in your car. I don't know what else would you have a big van like that for. You either look like a general contractor, or you look like somebody who sleeps in their van. So it's up to you. If you want to do it, you just have to mentally accept that you lose some stealth, that you're going to spend more money both on the purchase and on gas. And what are you really gaining? Because if you're really going to live a healthy lifestyle, you're living out of your car. You're not living in your car. You should only be in your car to catch your breath, to do the traveling, to wherever you're traveling, and to, when you're getting ready to go to sleep. Now, if you're older, or if you have certain, limitations physically, then that may be an option for you. Everyone is different. You make the purchase that suits you and your lifestyle. I'm just giving some feedback. I'm just sharing a little bit. This is a Nomad channel. What do you want me to do? All right? In my opinion, at this point in my life, again, I'm middle-aged and I'm in relatively good shape. And I'm active. I like to be outdoors much. And then when I need to sit down and lounge, I'll go to a Starbucks. I'll go to a McDonald's. Even though I don't eat their food, I'll tap in their Wi-Fi. I'll relax. I'll go to some type of, you know what I mean, place, some type of store, and I'll use it as a living room. And then really the only time I'm in my car is to travel, catch my breath, and lay down and go to sleep. That's it. I mean, 90% of your time is going to be in the outdoors. If you're going to spend 90% of your time in the vehicle, then yes, a high top van or RV, then that's something you need to look at. But for the active nomads, the risk reward, or however you want to put it, the output, the amount of expense and lack of flexibility you lose versus what you gain, to me, in my opinion, is not worth it. High top vans, not a go. Not a go. Unless you're going to be both a general contractor and live out of that car, I personally wouldn't recommend it. That's my feedback based on those factors. Ultimately, do what you want, and ultimately, all of our minds change. So, if I want to change my mind tomorrow and buy a high top van, I would. I don't want you or anyone else to, have to keep a mindset. If you change your mind, change your mind. But as of today, that's my opinion on high top vans, and if they're worth it. My opinion, not for me, but they may be for you, because everybody's different. So just sharing my opinion. All right, stay inspired. Whatever you do, this is what I would recommend. I'll close on this. If you are a nomad, if you're like me, you want to, again, keep things as simple as possible. The bigger the car, in one sense, going to have a little bit more components, and you're going to have a little bit more maintenance, and you're going to have, anytime you're adding something, whether it's space, whether it's features, whatever, whether you're adding components, and components make things sometimes more complicated. Not that there's much to a big high top van, but like I say, it's not regular. It's not a normal car, so you just got to be mindful. Keep things simple. Usually, they're a little bit less stressful. And that's what I want. At this point in my life, I want less stress. I want peace as much as possible, and I want maximum flexibility. So that's why living in a car, I live full-time out of my Jeep Renegade. That's why that car works for me. But we're all different, so do what works for you. Okay? Stay inspired.